Okay, hello everybody. What's up? Hope you had a good Halloween. If you celebrate that, if you eat candy, I am kind of busy today. I got a call in just over an hour with some of my other online educator buddies. So I am not gonna have time for too much chatting. Just gonna go straight to working on an app. But the first thing I'll do is I'll explain my plan for it. So basically, I want a streak-based productivity tool, one where I can just see like a streak of all the things done for one goal, and or of all the number of days that I have done that goal consecutively. So it's kind of like the whole. I forget who that was. Was it Seinfeld or was it? It was like some comedian had this famous thing where they just kept track of like how many days they worked on their jokes. And I know like some authors have done the same things, like how many days in a row have I written 1,000 words, and they build up like this year-long streak of writing 1,000 words, and good things happen. So I'm gonna make this an app where I can just add whatever I want to it. So I could have one of like, did I live stream? Because live streaming actually, at least my experience this past week, has sped up my ability to produce tutorials quite a bit. It takes me more time while I'm actually recording, because sometimes I have to like completely throw away the take and go over, like redo it, but I don't have to spend that much time editing as a result. Um, and I can also like live stream work that I'm doing on Phoenix Igniter, the starter template, because same deal. Like I'm not going to turn that into a screencast, but I can still show people what I'm working on, which is good in a number of ways. And who knows, like there might be useful comments. So I can add that, and then maybe have a streak of, did I exercise, or did I, eat what I planned to, or not eat what I didn't plan. Just all the things where you have some daily goal. So that's what I'm gonna work on. And let me change. I messed up something in Twitch Studio, so it's I don't see the thing to change my layout as easily. There we go. Okay, so we'll just start a new project, I guess. Let's see. We'll open up VS Code. That's Adam Wathan's Tailwind course. I was just checking out again. I won't quite full screen this. I'll leave the chat open. So once again, if someone has questions, I can just answer really quickly, but I may not be paying too much attention to the chat. All right. So we need to make a new project. Let's actually open up a terminal and do that. So we'll I'll go to programming, go to Alchemist Camp, and then from here I'll make a new project. I'm going to call this unbreakable, like an unbreakable streak of good work or whatever. So we'll mix Phoenix dot new unbreakable, and yeah, I'll install all the assets. So the first thing I'm gonna have to do is, like, I could go either way. I could usually start with the schemas, but I'm not planning on necessarily making this for anyone else. Like, it's just going to be an app that I use. So I don't even think I'm going to bother with users or anything like that. So I think, yeah, I think I'll start with the front end of it instead of the schemas, since the schemas are going to be so simple. What is taking so long? Am I now? I'm not on a VPN. Is my computer using Wi-Fi? Yeah, it is. My Wi-Fi is so slow compared to just tethering from my phone. I've got like this monstrous. Actually, it's a pretty cheap plan. It's like 700 NT a month, so that's like 26 US dollars or so. And I use about 100 gigabytes from my mobile every month. Ah, there we go. Yeah, the mobile's way faster. I'm gonna apartment with kind of poor Wi-Fi. So we'll open a new code window in that directory that just got created. So unbreakable, and kill that window. Resize this one. So since I'm going to start with the front end, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up Tailwind. So mix deps.get. If I don't do that, I'll get an error when compiling the assets that I'm going to have to mess with. So we'll go to the assets directory, assets, and npx tailwind init, and that will initialize a new Tailwind project. I'm going to have to add Tailwind to Yarn and post CSS, and then purge CSS. Tailwind not found. Oh, I think it's Tailwind CSS init. Yeah. Okay. So we're grabbing Tailwind, and excellent. Now I like Yarn, so Yarn add D, because I just want this in development. Post CSS loader and post CSS import and purge CSS. Yeah. And one thing that's changed setting up Tailwind since I made my YouTube video on it, it's a really minor change, but with Phoenix 1.4, it used CSS by default. Phoenix 1.5 uses SCSS by default. So when you go into the Webpack config, there's a bit more there. It actually makes it identical. So I might as well start updating what I need to in the Webpack since I'm here. So we're going to need post CSS loader. And I think that's the only change I'm going to need in Webpack. We get everything. Looks like we did. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have to, let me check the Tailwind config. That looks fine. I'm going to need post CSS config.js. So post css.config.js and config purge CSS is going to be required. Actually, I think I need the full human CSS. Yarn add dash d. Actually, let me just check my Webpack or check my package JSON. Oh, maybe this one. Okay, maybe I'll just use this one. So post CSS config require purge CSS, and then then we have to pass it content, and this is going to be the directories or the patterns it's looking for. We want let's see, we're in the assets directory, so we want to go up one level and then get all of the templates. So html.eex, and we want to get all of the views. So that's going to be just views / anything.ex, and JavaScript is going to be in this directory. So that'll just be any, let's see, right now, JS / anything.js. And is that all? I think that's all we need to need to update for now. And then we'll need a default extractor. That should be auto-completing. CSS default. Not sure why that's not auto-completing, but we'll see. We'll see if this works. Content is content.match, and then kind of a messy regex I've got to look up. One moment. Okay, so it's going to be word characters, hyphens, slashes, colons, and a look ahead for exclamation points and colons, and then global. And if we don't match that, then we won't extract anything. Okay. Then we need to export module.exports. And this is going to have our plugins. And the plugins are just going to be those things that I just installed. So require post CSS import and require. I do not spell very well. I have kind of moderately bad repetitive stress injuries. It's much better than it was when I started Alchemist Camp, but it does mess up my typing a little bit still, which is part of why I use Vim and everything I can to minimize the typing I do. So Tailwind CSS. It is fortunately getting about, I don't know, maybe getting about 50% better each year though. So it's at least going the right direction. So got that to be glad about. Auto prefixer. And I think that's all we need. How do I wipe out that? Okay. And then just purge CSS. Okay. Save that. So we've got the Webpack config, post CSS config. I think that's all that I need to do. So as long as this version of purge CSS is okay, and I don't need the one that's on the full human repository. Actually, I do need that one. I need the post CSS purge CSS. Yeah. So post CSS purge CSS. And that file that I was just editing, this should be full human. Actually, wait a second. Okay. This one, actually, it may not have to be full human. So we'll just see if post CSS purge CSS is good. It is frustrating how often this stuff changes. Okay, let's just run yarn, see if we get an error. We don't. Okay. So IEX. Oh, we gotta create the database. Mix ecto dot setup. This is a Phoenix project. And then we'll IEX-S mix Phoenix.server. And have a look at we have here. Okay, well that looks fine. What's our problem here? Purge CSS expected a semicolon. config. Oh, const, not config. Okay, let's give that another try. And actually, let's add, do I want any of that stuff? Yeah, I'll just leave all of that Phoenix stuff where it is and throw in the Tailwind includes. And do I have notes of that? I don't think I do. Should just be import. Actually, it should just be Tailwind base, Tailwind base, Tailwind. I better look it up so I get it right. Tailwind setup. Let's check the official docs. Tailwind base, Tailwind components, Tailwind utilities, right. Components, utilities. Utilities. Okay, utilities. And do we get any error? Oh, shoot. Error in SAS loader, post CSS plugin. Import requires post CSS 8. I've seen this before. There's a version mismatch between post CSS and one of the loaders. So let's go to here, post CSS import, change that to version 12 and stop the app and go to actually just yarn dash current working directory equals assets. And do I have to delete my lock? Maybe not. Okay. Restart the server. And do we get an error? JavaScript stuff is running. Okay. Yeah, looks like we're good. So let's just change something in our main page. I think I'll just do everything on the main page for right now. So we'll go to layout dot, let's see, app.html. Okay, and you know what? I think I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller just so I can see what's going on as I change something. We'll go to, let's see, we'll go to this resources and make that bigger. So where is resources? phoenixframework.org. This is the wrong file. Let's go to page dot index.html.ex. Yes, there we go. All right. So resources at this H2, make that an H3. Okay, so we've got our live reload working. So now let's do something Tailwind, Tailwind related. So we'll just say class equals text dash XL. And why am I not getting, should be getting some kind of autocomplete there. Tailwind. IntelliSense. Yeah, that's running. And do I have it looking at EEX? Yes, I do. That should be fine then. So why am I not seeing autocomplete when I say text dash That's kind of annoying. Text-4XL. Did that change or not? I don't think it did. Let's remove all the other CSS. Why are we getting an error? Or why are we getting a warning inside our CSS? Unknown rule, Tailwind. SCSS. Let's check the Webpack config. Okay, I do have the post CSS loader there. Don't believe there was anything else I needed to change up at the top. What is going on? Post CSS, require post CSS, purge CSS. Okay. That seems to not be a big problem. Let me just try the other version that I was using before. I don't think that's the issue, but it seems plausible. So I'll go back to my assets directory and actually install that. That's going to be, actually, let's just go to assets. Assets, and now we need full human / post CSS purge CSS. Okay, looks like we got that. And while we're at it, let's remove this version 2.3 3.0. Yeah, okay, kill that version. And probably have to remove my yarn lock and run everything. Node sass, something deprecated, that's fine. Okay. Yes, all right. Now that is a large resource. Change that to 3XL. And everything looks like it's hooked up. I'm not seeing the auto refresh. Oh, right. Let me say, yeah. So this looks like it's not applying it at all. And I bet that's because of purge CSS. Yeah. So let's go to this post CSS config. And instead of just using purge CSS all the time, I can check to see if it's in production or not. If it's in production, we'll use it because we'll be using Phoenix Digest to handle everything ahead of time anyway. So if process env equals, or no, dot node env equals prod or production, I believe, then we'll use it. And if not, if not, then we won't use it. Stop and restart the server. And 4XL seems to be there. Can I go to 5XL? Yes. Can I pick some color I haven't picked before? Text. Indigo. 400. Yes. All right. Okay. So obviously I don't want resources there at all. I'm just going to ignore the top of this because I'll probably have, some links. Actually, I may even just leave that. Yeah, I'll have some links to maybe look at more stats or something like that. So what I'll replace is everything down here and just make that the streaks. And I'm not going to worry too much about the design because, to be honest, one, I'm still in the process of learning how to do some of that stuff, and two, it's for my own personal consumption. But I want to have like, streak 1 over here, streak 2, streak 3, just however many streaks there are, and then to the right, I want to show the amount of progress. So it'll be something like, just remove that entire hero, and we'll put in an H1 and say, actually, I won't worry about the classes yet, except that it'll be centered, text center. What do we say in the H1? We'll say your current streaks. Okay. Let's make that gigantic. So this one, I really want that autocomplete. This is bothering me. You know what? Maybe if I just reload VS Code, that'll do it. Yeah. It did. Yes. All right. My buggy Tailwind IntelliSense plugin is now working. 5XL. We have like an 8XL. No, we don't. Text center, your current streaks, and let's make this gray. Next, gray 700. That doesn't feel big enough. There's got to be a larger option. Size. XS. There's a 6XL. That still doesn't feel that big. That one's way bigger than this one. How is that? That must be something that Phoenix has done. So you know what? Let's just rip out all the Phoenix CSS. It's probably setting some stuff that I don't really want. And the whole reason I like Tailwind to begin with is just that I don't have to worry about some bootstrap class wiping out or just not being easy to override with what I want. So I'll just get rid of it all and get rid of that. Oh yeah, that was massive. Okay. Of course, now that's not styled. Oh well. Let's just remove the top as well, or maybe I'll just remove those two. Yeah. Layout app.html, and we'll just get rid of that and center the Phoenix framework and give it a little bit of padding top, which feels a little weird to spend any concern on it at all, but it's just annoying how it looked. So we'll title tag is a not sure if a title can be moved like this. Is it inline block or is it inline? Yeah, I think I need a div wrapper, or just put it on the whole head. Just yeah, use padding. Let's try 3. Whoa, what happened? They've clearly. Wow, wow. That's a very different page than it used to be. Okay, so we have this header section. Is there a section? I didn't see that. Oh, I was right. I was messing with the title of the web browser, like this title. What was I thinking? All right. Yeah, yeah. So so we'll put it on this section. Jeez. Um yeah. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then text center. That doesn't work. Margin left auto. Much better. And let's make that margin top more like 6. Okay. So we now have something that's still not centered. Yeah, it is. I just have a weird browser size because I'm working side by side and I have a chat open. So current streaks there. Let's just give the whole body a bit of margin. So or a bit of padding. So we'll give it padding left and right. So padding X of 4 maybe. PX4. How does that look? That's a little bit of space. I think we could still go higher. We'll do PX6. Okay, so we've got that. Current streaks, and we don't need the resources thing there anymore either. Let's go to file I shouldn't have closed. Index.html. There we go. I think I'll just. So we do want some section. That's fine. So I'll get rid of that, and then let's just go to let's go to visual mode and just wipe out all of this down to the section. Okay, so we have resources. What are we going to call it? So I'll just make up some names here. So we're going to have a bunch of rows in here. Could make it a table. Don't really need to though. So we'll have a bunch of rows. We'll have like, goal number 1, goal number 2, So it makes sense at the very top of this. We'll have just have some kind of spacing. Maybe I'll give it an HR actually, and give it a bunch of padding on both X and Y. So class equals px 12. No, not px 12, py 12. Okay. Let's actually make it margin, make it more like 8. Okay. Current streaks and resources. So instead of calling, let me just give that a reasonable name. So it's not going to be, actually, it's not even going to be an H2. This is going to be a div. That's not going to work. Div, and then it's going to be a div. Instead of resources, we'll just call this live streaming. That could be one thing. Workout of whatever type. Do I actually want to work out every single day? I'm kind of trying to do 6 days right now. That's fine because I'll just encode the goal as, once I've done 6, I can just take one off and still count that as meeting it. And is that enough space between them? I don't think it is. So maybe let's change both of those to be more like text 5XL, and then give it a padding, or do we want to change the line height? I think the line height is called leading. Yeah. Give it a leading of 4. Oh no. Definitely not. Come on, autocomplete. Leading of 12. Let's try 16. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Oh, because I'm only putting it on one of them. That seems to have no meaning. So I think 12 may be the max. Ten is the max. Okay. Ick. I don't like that at all. Yeah, because these are such large texts that it just doesn't make sense. So instead of letting, I'll just use margin. So we'll do margin Y, maybe. Yeah, we'll do margin Y of 4 for both of them. Okay, yeah, that's more like what I want. then we're gonna have some. So we're gonna have like one column here with all the individual things. This probably is going to be a table on second thought, because we'll just be grabbing a bunch of things out of the database. We're going to repeat it over and over again for however many tasks we have. So what we will have is a table, and that's going to have a table row with table data times 2. And then in each of these, we'll put we'll put the div that we had before. So it's gonna actually maybe just take all of these classes and put them on the table rows directly. That's probably the more reasonable thing. Or wait a sec. No, we can't have them there. We can't have them on the table row. It's gotta be on the yeah, it's on the table row. What am I saying? So we'll just paste that in as is. And then the data for one of these will be like the name of the task. And then the next one's going to be in the next row. So it's going to be like that. And this one will say workout. Okay. Workout. So why is that repeated? That makes no sense. Live streaming is only written once. Workout is only written once. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we have this cut off. And of course, we don't really want dashes. What I want to do instead is have like a progress bar. So say, actually, let me put some dashes at the very top though, because I do want to have some kind of visual guide. Wow, it's going to take a lot of dashes unless I give them some kind of font size. So div dot text XL. Just take all of that and put them in there. Okay. Whoops. Okay. And then, oh, I somehow killed chat there. How did that happen? Okay, so I have totally lost the chat. Sorry about that. So I'm just not going to see anything that anybody says. Oh, wait. We got it. Nope. Oh, hey, Kid Keb. Thank you for. Oh, Tailwind ships with Purge now. Oh my gosh, you have been giving me all this advice while while I haven't been able to see it. Thank you, Kid Keb. Um, now how do I how do I use Twitch Studio and get back to the main? There we go. There we go. Tailwind needs to be before any imports. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that was very nice of him. Okay, so here we go. We got all this. We got a couple too many dashes. This is I'm gonna get rid of these. This is just for like a visual reference. And now I want to get rid of some more and just give it a margin left of 12. Oh, that's not even remotely enough. 16. $64. Okay. 96. Is that one? Maybe. Nope. So we'll just go 64 and just manually add a space here. Okay. So what this should do, what I think would be good is like a streak of 1 day is significant. That should be equivalent to like one of these bars. A streak of 2 days, yeah, sure thing. But the difference between like, I think Seinfeld got up to like 1,000 or whichever comedian that was. So we don't want to show like the difference between like 267 days and 275 days as big as like 2 days versus 15. So I'm thinking we'll make it like some kind of logarithmic drop off. So everything fits in one screen and you can see all the things you're working on. And you're super motivated to go from like 0 to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, something like that. And instead of these little dashes, let's make them more like we'll just make a DOM node that's colored and has a length. So maybe we'll do a div with class of inline. Inline block is just a class in Tailwind, I guess. Yeah, we'll give it an inline block and then we'll give it a width of 10 or 12. All right. Oh, actually, I'll give it a width of almost the whole thing. So we'll give it a width of 7/8, something like that. And we can't see it, so we'll give it a background color. BG color. What is the Tailwind class for background color? Background color is just BG and then the color name, right? BG. Where were we? BG teal 600. Why can't we see it? That's annoying. What other widths can we grab? What I really want is I want the width to be, yeah, I want the width to be like a percentage of completing the entire bar. And for this, maybe Tailwind's not going to work because I want it to be very granular. So it's going to be like a width of log base 2 of whatever. It's going to be like width of log base 2 number of days you've done in a row. It's going to be width of the distance to the edge of the screen times like whatever the maximum interval we want. So say I want to make the max at like uh 1024 days, or maybe 2048 days. Yeah, 2048 days will be like the max. So if you've done 1024 days, your bar is like one tick away from the end. So 2046 or 2048 would be 2 to the 11th. So maybe we'll go to 4096, 2 to the 12th. So they're like 12 increments. Actually, Tailwind will work with that because although you don't want it to jump up the entire increment, I want it to be like super granular. Yeah. So the maximum width will be uh well, maximum width is the width of the whole screen, but like one day will be 1/12 of the maximum width. That's yeah, that's the idea. So where was I? Oh shoot, I've only got like 10 more minutes, which is kind of a bummer. Uh so the width for now, we'll just say 1/2. It'll just it'll just mean we've done it 2 to the 6th days. And I can get rid of that. No, I can't. Why is this not why is this not working? W 1/2 should be getting 1/2 of the available space. So that does say 1/2. But our table data is not getting everything that's available. So maybe I want to put a width full on this. Very interesting. So yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Yay. Width full, and then I'll just do a margin left of something. See how it looks. That doesn't look great. That looks like a tiny margin. Let's give it a margin left of 16. Which is not working. It's probably got to be padding because it's a table data. Yeah. So make it padding left. That may be huge. That's not crazy. Let's go 12. Okay. And let's reduce the size of these to 4. And actually 3XL. Let's see what that looks like. Oh no. Let's go 4. Okay. So this is just for an example, I'll say is 32 days because we're at 1/2 and I've decided that 12 is equal to 2 to the 12 days. So I'm just going to write to the 6th. Oh, sorry, that's 64 days. And let's give that a little bit of padding as well. So padding left of 4. Okay, so 64 days for live streaming. I'm reasonably happy with that. And we're just going to take this entire table row. Oh, we have that same one. Okay, so we're good there. Now for, yeah, we'll take this whole thing, paste it down here. And this one is going to be like, it's going to be like this one, but we'll say, the workout, maybe we've only gotten that 16 days. So we'll just edit that here. So 16 days would be 2 to the 4th. So out of our maximum of 12, this width is going to be just 4. So that's 1/3. 16 days. Okay. Workout. Just copy this whole thing down. Don't eat sugar. And let's say on that one, I'm only at 2 days. So then we're going to have a width of 1/6, because that's 2 to the 1. You know what? I got to increase all these by 1 because I want 1 day. I want 0. Okay. So this will be 2 to the 1. Well, so 2 to the 0, 1 day should be the first spot. Then 2 days will be the second spot. 4 days will be the third spot, and so on. So I'll do that. And I'll just decrease these numbers like so. Okay. And then maybe a thing that I've done successfully 1 day in a row. And I know what goal that will be. Sleep 8 hours. I messed something up. Probably easiest way to just do that. And can I make this? Yeah, I think this should be a little bit wider. So let's just change that. So the very first one I'm just going to say class equals W 20. Will that work? It doesn't. So let's just make this one quarter. Yeah. Sort of reasonable. Don't want the wrapping on the others either, though. So that's fine. I'll just remove the days. Because sometimes the streak is going to be short. Maybe what the Phoenix app could do is just have a rule. So if there's more space, then you write days. If there isn't space, you don't. Maybe only start it after a certain amount. Or just get rid of days. Okay, I got a mastermind with my buddies, so I'm gonna have to stop it here. But this seems like enough that I've got something to work with. So I will see all of you later.